But I want to talk about the Lakers right now because everyone's freaking out. Because let's be honest here, the Lakers roster is cheeks. It is terrible. They did not get that much better, if they even got better. I don't care what anyone wants to say to me. Lonnie Walker is not that good. I don't know how he got $7 million. Who was offering Lonnie Walker $7 million? Answer me that question. But I want to say, if you're a Lakers fan, don't panic because I think there is a lot of stuff cooking up right now. Secretly, there is something going on behind the scenes because not only have they been talking about a Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook trade, but there's been other stuff too. Kendrick Nunn, I think, is getting moved. I think that is going to be happening because Dennis Schroeder, he commented on a post of like LeBron. LeBron said that's tough or something on something. And Dennis Schroeder said might have to run it back with the King thing. I don't know if you saw that. But for some reason, Dennis Schroeder might be interested in going back to LA. But if I could get Dennis Schroeder on the minimum, there is no point of Kendrick Nunn on $5 million, right? And the way the way I look at it is, if you were able to bring in Kyrie and Seth Curry for Westbrook and 2 to 3 first-round picks, right? And then you move on from Kendrick Nunn, THT, a protected first, and bring in like an Eric Gordon. You sign Dennis Schroeder in free agency. Those are 3 huge ins. You know what I mean? Eric Gordon, Kyrie Irving, and Dennis Schroeder. All of a sudden, you not only add defense there, but you add a couple of really good shot creators in Schroeder and Kyrie. Gordon's a great 3-point shooter to put around LeBron. He still has it in him to be a good defender. Only issue with that Lakers team is you need some big man depth. And I think they should still be going after Miles Turner. But I'm not sure. Am I out of line for saying the Lakers fans should not worry? Because I feel like there's stuff going on behind the scenes right now.
I think it's some stuff. I agree with you. I think it is some stuff going on behind the scenes because they have to. But as of right now, the Lakers should be panicking because I do not think if that Kyrie trade, I think that's possibly going to happen maybe trade deadline. I think Brooklyn is kind of slowing it down with that too. Like they understand it because they have to get this deal. If they're going to trade him, they have to get this deal done this year because he can walk for nothing.
Yeah.
But I think they're still kind of like just in case because if they keep KD, like it's also rumored, then Kyrie, I think he's going to follow suit. But because right now, and the reason I say panic because right now, when you sign Lonnie Walker and you let Malik Monk go, who was one of 2 of your only shooters on the roster, and Lonnie Walker is not a shooter in no stretch of
Hold on, can I say? I don't think letting Malik Monk go was a bad thing. I don't think Malik Monk is what he seems to be. I think Malik Monk only balled out because the Lakers sucked. He did that on the Hornets too. He balled out when they sucked. Then they brought in LaMelo, this and that, and he was barely getting minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think letting Malik Monk go was a bad thing. I just think replacing Malik Monk with Lonnie Walker is very questionable.
And that's where I think it's worse. I mean, I hear you. That do make sense. That Malik Monk would have his best season with a team that's not really consistent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a hard sell for me to say losing a shooter and replacing him with a slasher, essentially, an average slasher at that. It's decent because at this point you're hoping to try to trade for Buddy, Eric Gordon, etc. And both of those shooters are pretty expensive right now. So you have, and how Lakers contracts is right now, it would be kind of difficult to get that off, especially when you don't have a lot of picks to play with either. So I don't think the Lakers really have a lot of room for error right now. They don't have a lot of players to truly move unless it's a free agent. especially if all of those pieces is going to be for a Kyrie trade.
Yeah.
So,
well, what does Lonnie Walker bring to the Lakers? Like, what does Lonnie Walker actually add to that team? Because that's what I struggle to think. Is Lonnie Walker a good enough defender to have a defensive impact? Is he a good enough shot creator / slasher to add a whole lot there? What do you if you're the Lakers though, what are you banking on Lonnie Walker actually doing for this team? That's what I don't understand. You think that's what they got him in for?
Yeah. Because all those things you just named, was he really that good defensively to make you better defensively?
That's what I don't know.
Was he really that good of a slasher to like? I don't really think so, because both of those things. I mean, I guess you can say, yeah, they needed more consistency defensively, but did they truly need those from? Like, they really need those, or was those like intangibles they needed from a player?
Yeah,
like, because they really needed what they clearly needed was a player that gave them offense consistently. Consistent offense. Lonnie Walker has never been that in San Antonio. Ever.
No.
So you signing him, all right, so if we scratching the offense, you basically saying, all right, Lonnie Walker is decent playmaker, decent defender. Does that make the Lakers better?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if it does a whole lot.
So that, I think that right there kind of answers that question. I don't think Lonnie Walker makes them better. Honestly, I don't really think any of those boxes you would have, Lonnie Walker even fits for the Lakers currently. I don't think Lonnie Walker is a Los Angeles Laker player. Like, because even hypothetically, let's say the Lakers don't make a trade for Kyrie, they don't make a trade for Eric Gordon, they don't make a trade for Buddy Hield. Do you see this roster being competitive with Lonnie Walker being someone that's part of it? I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that technically because they got Bron, Russ, and AD. I mean, but I think they're gonna still experience the exact same problem they faced last season. They're gonna have terrible spacing. They're gonna have they're gonna be worse shooting because they lost a shooter. And now if Carmelo Anthony resigned, which I'm not sure if he resigned,
he hasn't. I don't know if they're gonna be worse shooting though. I think they'll be better shooting because they still players like Kendrick Nunn and that still came in. Like, you did bring in a Kendrick Nunn, and I think they're still going to be adding a shooter or two. I don't think the Lakers are done in free agency just yet.
They can be.
They can be. They sure can be. But the issue is, as well, is they have 14 players on this roster the last time I counted. But a lot of those guys are movable. I don't know why they kept Wenyen Gabriel. Like, I feel like, I don't know if his money's guaranteed. You would hope not, because he should be getting waived right now. Those type of guys, they've got about 3 of them, should all be getting waived, right? Austin Reeves, I think, is going to take a bit of a jump next season. I think he could be a solid dude. 24 years of age, good 3-point shot on him. The issue I see with the Lakers, though, is, and I don't think they should be panicking, because I still think they're going to be getting Kyrie. I think they are getting Kyrie. I think they'll get Seth Curry, someone like that. My issue is, though, is a player like Eric Gordon, I don't think they're going to be able to get, because I think there are teams out there that have better offers. I think the Sixers could come out and give them Matisse Thybulle, another player, and a protected first-round pick. And I'm not sure if you can do this in the NBA, because I don't know how salaries would match there. Yeah, I definitely don't think this is allowed in the NBA. But it would be cool if the Rockets could just say, all right, we'll pay half his contract. You can have the other half. You know what I mean? I don't think you can do that at all. They should probably implement something like that. But if they manage to get salaries right and they move Matisse Thybulle and stuff like that, Matisse Thybulle is an elite defender who they're not giving the right opportunity to. I think he would do so well in Houston. Then Eric Gordon goes to the Sixers and he would play an even better role than what he might even play on the Lakers. And you might miss out on that opportunity. But again, as I said, I feel like a broken record. Why has no one offered DeMarcus Cousins a starting spot? Here is another team that could offer DeMarcus Cousins a starting position. You start DeMarcus Cousins at that center, and you move AD to the power forward. That offense is still really good. You bring in another center that can shoot, right? Anthony Davis as well, his floor spacing, he didn't seem to be able to, do what he wanted to do offensively at that center position this year in the limited time that he played. I think your defense improves from that, moving 8A to the 4. Your offense could still do something there. If you didn't want to look at DeMarcus Cousins, there's still Miles Turner. I feel like there is so many of these players available. I am right with you, though. I don't know why they haven't made a move yet. What do you think is stopping them from making a move? Because I feel like they have the assets to get an Eric Gordon, a Miles Turner, sign a player like a DeMarcus Cousins, etc., etc. Why has something not happened?
Because I think they want Kyrie. They want Kyrie, and for them to get Kyrie, they really can't do anything. Because if they make that, like if they make any other move before the Kyrie, either assuming it's gonna be a Kyrie trade. They're gonna either be a couple pieces short, or they're just not gonna have the contracts to match. Because Aaron Gordon is getting some money now. That was the problem a little bit. That was the problem. Well, this offseason and even last season, because teams was like, for the assets you want back in return for Eric Gordon, we can't do that. This is why Buddy Hield also wasn't moved as free, because we thought, because it was like, for the price he has on him, that's a little too much for the assets you want in return, right? And that's why I think that Sixers trade, I think that's a lot more realistic. One, because Daryl Morey is trying to get the Houston band back together with Joel Embiid. But I think to answer that question, I think the Lakers right now, they have to be very strategic because they have no picks to play with. They have.
Well, you think the Lakers have no picks to play with? Is that what you said? You say the Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers don't have. They don't really have like.
Why do they not have any?
Because someone's already said they only got like 1 or 2 first round picks they can actually trade.
I think they own all their picks still. I think that Anthony Davis trade is kind of done now.
Sure?
If it's not done, the only pick they would own is 2026. I know they guarantee have a 2025 and a 2027 first round pick.
Because they said they only got like 1 or 2 picks they can actually legitimately trade.
There were multiple mock trades for Kyrie where they were offering 2025 and 2027. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
And was that the only 2 though? Because they said it's only 2 first round picks they can actually move.
You would assume they'd have their 2028. Why would they have gotten rid of a 2028 first round pick for Anthony Davis in 2020? That's a very far gap. I could see 2026 maybe, but even 2024 would they not maybe own that pick as well? Because for AD, they would have given up the 2019 pick, right? I think they still had 2020. 2021, I think, maybe, in 2022. There's like 4 first-round picks right there. You'd think they'd still have a lot of first-round picks in the future. Maybe they gave up like 10 first-round picks under the table for Anthony Davis or something. But I'm not sure on that one.
I think, it said the Lakers own both their picks in 2028, plus they own Washington's second-round pick. So apparently that's their only picks right now available at this moment.
No way, bro. They have to own their 2025 and 2027. Who would they have given those picks up for? Like, think about it like that. Where would those picks have gone? And people are saying they're moving those picks on for Kyrie anyway. But I'm not sure. That's a weird one. I don't know where the Lakers would have lost all these picks from. Because the 8A trade was so long ago now, where they gave up, I think it was 4 future first-round picks. And I swear they gave up their 2019 one, which was DeAndre Hunter, right? Yeah, because they had pick 4. It ended up being DeAndre Hunter, and the Pelicans turned that into Jackson Hayes and something else. So I'm not sure on that one. I don't know. But yeah.
So they're saying they got a lot of pick swaps, and there's a lot of picks that can't.
I'm not sure. maybe I don't know, maybe they get the picks back eventually. You know what I mean? Like with in
Mhm.
terms of pick swaps, maybe we don't know what pick they're gonna have just yet. Whether it could be like the Pelicans or the Lakers, whatever it may be. But yeah,
Yeah,
they need to
they
move
say
on
for
from
now the
CHB.
Lakers will have 2 first-round draft picks as far as way as 2027 and 2029 to offer to teams this summer in trade. So yeah, those are the only 2 picks they can truly offer.
Right
All
now.
the other picks is owed to other teams.
Yeah.
As far as Cleveland, Chicago, Magics, and the Pelicans.
But with the 2025 pick and stuff like that, do they get their picks back eventually? Do they get them back, or do they get the Pelicans pick maybe on a pick swap?
It said the 2025 NBA draft first round pick potentially owed to the Pelicans. Second round pick is owed as well. Again, the Pelicans will own one of the Lakers 2024 or 2025 first round picks, but only one of them. But because of the nature of the trade, the Lakers won't know which one they have until 2024, which is why neither pick is tradable right now.
Oh.
So that's what I meant. So yeah, so those picks, they technically have them theoretically, but they can't move them until the draft.
A little bit ago. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, where did all their first round picks go? So basically, in terms of a pick swap, that basically means they'll either own their pick or the Pelicans, right? Whichever one is the worst pick, I think they'll own. Which will probably be the Pelicans pick.
Yep. So the only pick they really have on hand that's just purely theirs, well, 2, is 2027
and
the 2029.
Okay.
Which is
well,
why
they can still move that for Kyrie anyway.
Yeah, but that's literally 2 first rounds, which means they like I said, they have to be really, really so for a team like, let's say Houston, where they was like for Eric Gordon, they want at least 1 first round or 2 second round picks. They can't do that. If they really want Kyrie, they really can't do that. Buddy Hield, like if someone I know earlier they was talking about they want 1 first round, they can't do that. Especially if
they'd have to give up the 2027 or 2029, right?
Yeah, but then if you do that, if you do give one of them, what you gonna do for Kyrie? Because Brooklyn ain't going to just lay down.
Yeah,
and take.
Brooklyn will take 2. I think they'll get 2. They'll get those first round picks. But yeah, doing that Kyrie trade maybe means you can't do one of the other trades then. I'm sure you'd rather do the Kyrie trade and then just pick off a DeMarcus Cousins or someone anyway. That'd be fair.